Week 13 slate, it stinks. Not very good. Not a lot out there. But
oh, fun one.
You did?
Yeah.
It's on Sunday night. Chargers playing the Steelers. They're traveling east to play in Pittsburgh. Right now, the Steelers, a 3.5-point favorite. Here's the interesting thing about this game. Both teams, they've lost to the Broncos. Both teams have been a little up and down this season. But the data says there's actually a pretty big incongruency between what these teams have done so far this year.
Yeah, both have had kind of similar paths. Struggled at the beginning of the year, got hot, and then lost to Denver. And the thing with the Chargers, though, however, is their slate has been a lot easier than I think people would, attest. They've had the second easiest schedule per PFF Elo, having to, face the NFC West, which with quarterback injuries and the Arizona Cardinals being kind of weak, has been an easier slate than what the Steelers have had to face so far.
When you look at this game, you talk about the most important things in this game. The first is offense. Ben, not been so great, right? He has not been the Ben Roethlisberger of old. A lot of turnover-worthy plays. That Denver game was a great example of it. But people will remember that play at the end of the Denver game, and they will forget the fact that Xavier Grimble got hit in the head and fumbled out of the end zone, right? Those are the things that are going to go by the wayside. Denver should not have won that game. Yeah. Pittsburgh should have won that game. And Pittsburgh has the better offense. They are a little bit ahead of the San Diego Chargers, LA Chargers. I can't get it. They're both on the West Coast.
Same thing.
They are a little bit ahead of the Chargers in offensive ranking. And being at home, that makes a big difference. So when you look at the spread, you see it being 3.5, basically saying the market feels this is pretty much an even game on a neutral field. But the difference is probably a little more in favor of the Steelers.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at what's happened so far this year, Phillip Rivers has been great. He has a 90.2 PFF grade. His passer rating under pressure is 96.4. We know that's one of the more unstable things that you can look at with respect to a quarterback. Ben Roethlisberger, 56.1 in the same condition. If we see those two things converge a little bit, you're going to get, I think, more even quarterback play than we're used to. And then what we've seen in Pittsburgh is, despite the fact that Big Ben has not graded as well as normal, Randy Fichtner has done a very good job of utilizing his talent offensively. The Chargers, they haven't been poor offensively necessarily from a coaching perspective, but I don't think that they bring what Fichtner brings. So what you might see here is like the past not necessarily materializing the way it has in this future game here. I think Roethlisberger, Brown, Juju Smith-Schuster, Connor, they all sort of roll here. Offensive line has been good. They've allowed bottom 5 in terms of pressure rate so far. So I think Pittsburgh's a little undervalued here.
By the way, it's Fichtner. Learned that this weekend.
No way.
Who knew? Yeah, he's getting a little bit of notoriety now, finally. He deserves it.
Abercrombie and Ficht.
There you go. Here's the interesting thing about what Phillip Rivers has done. A lot of those areas that are generally unstable, he has performed well in. Throwing the ball deep, another one of those things that's very unstable, throughout his career has thrown an interception about once every 15 deep throws. He's thrown just 1 on 39 throws so far this season. So variance has been on his side, and that's something that we'd like to take advantage of. You want to bet on the other side of that. Use promo code PFF to get a $1 match on your first deposit. It's very simple. PFF plus mybookie.ag. You play, you win, you get paid. That is why we've got the Steelers covering 3.5 at home on Sunday night.